There's a lot of information jammed into this short video. Like I said before, you have to make sure to do your vinyl decking before you do any sort of siding, and you'll see why. It's super important. Watershed and detailing is always key, and I'm a stickler on that. I don't know it all. I'm still learning the details, but I think when you follow through the video, you'll see that I'm doing an okay job. At least I'm trying to be mindful and thinking ahead. So what we're looking at today is the breezeway from a house to a detached garage. So you can see we have a little bit of a curb or a step there. And same thing over here. We have an 1.25 inch step. Typically, the vinyl deck guys want to go 2 to 3 inches drop down. Our customer didn't want that big of a step. It is better to stop water from trying to infiltrate through the bottom sill of your doors. But the customer just wanted that minimal step difference. So we dropped it down 1.25 inches. I wish we would have done a little bit more. These are things that I'm learning along as I go, is the guys are gonna want fir plywood to adhere to. So normally I would have dropped this 2 or 3 inches, whatever it ends up being, and then allowed for another 3/4 inch fir decking on top of that. But we just weren't planning ahead quite enough. So today on my prep work for the ICF, it actually works out pretty good. I'll just be using 1/4 inch for good one side, and that'll be good for the vinyl deck guy. One thing to keep in mind, this isn't Duradeck. This is actually called Deck Tech. And Deck Tech was designed for commercial roofs. It's actually has like a 10-year or a 20-year warranty. It's a far better product in my mind, or in my opinion. But anyway, let's get into it. We're gonna have only 1 inch of gap difference. So what's gonna happen is, after our prep done today, the vinyl deck is gonna come up, and we'll show you after we get done. It's gonna come over, fold up, and then into the actual jamb or the sill of the door. We have to have all this done before siding, and we have to have it done before our door. And that way, when we put the door in, we'll silicone the living bejesus out of this and slam the door in. But now with the new energy code, a lot of the doors will have, before they never had a bottom flange. So water, especially in the winter, snow builds up and then it starts to slowly melt, and it'll just wick into the house. But now the new doors have a flange, like a window. So now this flange will sit up against there, and we should be protected against water. Plus, we're a covered breezeway. There'll be minimal snow or water in here, but it's good to just think ahead. So yeah, let's just get into the goods. All right, this is how we do the prep for an ICF. I just get these pieces of metal made. So what we'll do, exactly how it's shown. I bend these at 85 degrees, so they're spread open a little bit. And that way when I tuck it tight into the inside corner, it holds tight against the wall. This has a hem on it. I'll show you on a piece that's not installed yet. And then I just shingle nail into the snap ties. I had to bend around the corner here just because I didn't have anything attached to here. So I just pushed in tight, nailed it there. I don't need very many for now. Once I go around and finish all those, then we'll do 1/4 inch plywood. And because it's 1/4 inch, we'll glue the living out of it, staple it. That'll cover the metal. And then when the vinyl deck guys come in, they can actually wrap up this wall and onto the metal. And that's how we prep for our ICF. Then they'll do all their details up onto the sill where the door sits, and then we're laughing. So we'll go and show you how some of the details here. It has the hem at the top. I like doing that just so it's a little more rigid. It doesn't buckle as easily. So this piece here is 5/8 plywood, and then this is later, but they'll put a drip cap that goes down 2 inches. This plywood's only 7/8 tall, and that way they can set their drip cap to that edge, and then later when we do our siding, we can tuck up under his drip cap. Here, my building paper and my peel and stick are behind this, and I'm just trying to think about all my watershed, and I'll show you that after. So this cut piece will just go flush to this plywood. And like you see how I have to kind of force it into the inside corner, that's what I want. So I'll just tack this on. So you can see how I prepared this piece of paper and peel and stick here. And this is what it looks like all attached. I didn't do the greatest job because of the silly safety hand railing that's in my way. Jeez. But what I'm trying to do is, like I said, he'll have a drip cap that comes here and bends that way. And then his vinyl deck, well, obviously we'll have our 1/4-inch plywood down, and then his vinyl deck will wrap up this and over. Well, the point of all of this is so that later we can tuck paper underneath this. The peel and stick protects this inside corner if water ever does try to trickle back. And then later they can paper over top of this metal, and then everything's watershed. And that's the most important thing. But probably the detail that gets missed the most is this inside corner, because everyone's like, oh, just whatever, no one thinks about it. But that's where water will trickle down and get into your building. Okay, now we're just gonna let it gently, yep, you can let it go. Okay, grab that stapler, man. Just, yep, and then just go to that corner, bring that corner to me. Yep. Okay, push it this way. Push the whole thing this way. Yep. It's all about your first row, and that's why you set it to a chalk line there, Brett. So you get the idea now. Like I said before, be nice to have a little more height there, but the customer wanted it a nice sleek transition. We'll come back after all the vinyl's on and we'll show you what all the details look like. Right now I have to get prepared. I gotta keep this nice and dry now. So I'm actually gonna hang some tarps off of this fascia. Luckily none of this is finished. Drape this down, this is the west side, because we gotta keep this really dry for 2 days before the vinyl deck guys show up. But we'll show you some more stuff as we roll.
Nice.
Okay.